There are moments in life when we believe we are making decisions about others. Yet beneath the surface, something far more mysterious is unfolding. The unconscious mind is always at work, shaping choices, desires, and destinies in ways we scarcely understand. Today, I invite you to explore a fascinating possibility. What if someone is making a major decision about you? What if, at this very moment, another person stands at a psychological crossroads, wrestling with emotions, fears, and hidden motivations that will ultimately influence your future? Carl Jung believed that the most powerful forces in human life are often invisible. We are connected through projections, unconscious patterns, and archetypal dramas that play out behind the curtain of ordinary awareness. The decision another person makes about you may not simply be a practical choice. It may reveal their deepest fears, their unrecognized desires, and even their struggle with their own shadow. As we journey into this topic, we will uncover the hidden psychological forces that guide human decisions and discover what they might reveal about both the person making the choice and the person being chosen. Because sometimes, the most important question is not what decision they will make about you, but why that decision carries such power in the first place. Human beings rarely understand the true reasons behind their most important decisions. While the conscious mind creates logical explanations, the unconscious often guides behavior from beneath the surface. A person may believe they are carefully evaluating facts, weighing advantages and disadvantages, and acting rationally. Yet hidden psychological forces can exert a far greater influence than they realize. This is especially true when the decision involves another person. Emotions, memories, desires, fears, and unresolved experiences silently shape judgment, often without entering conscious awareness. Carl Jung observed that much of human behavior is directed by contents of the unconscious mind. These hidden elements consist of forgotten memories, suppressed emotions, unmet needs, and psychological patterns accumulated throughout life. When someone is making a significant decision about you, these unconscious influences may become activated in powerful ways. The individual may feel strongly drawn toward a particular choice without fully understanding why. They may experience certainty, hesitation, attraction, or resistance that seems to arise spontaneously, when in reality, these reactions originate from deeper psychological layers. The unconscious frequently communicates through emotional responses. A person might encounter you and experience a sense of familiarity, trust, discomfort, admiration, or anxiety before any logical evaluation has taken place. Such reactions are often linked to past experiences stored beneath awareness. Characteristics they observe in you may unconsciously remind them of important figures from their history. Without realizing it, they compare present circumstances with old emotional patterns. Their decision may therefore reflect not only who you are, but also what you symbolize within their inner world. Jung emphasized that individuals often project unconscious contents onto others. Projection occurs when hidden aspects of the psyche are perceived as qualities belonging to another person. Someone making a decision about you may unconsciously attribute hopes, fears, strengths, or weaknesses to you that actually originate within themselves. As a result, their judgment may be influenced by an internal psychological drama rather than objective reality. They are responding not only to the person before them, but also to an image created by their unconscious mind. Inner conflicts can further complicate the process. A person may consciously desire one outcome while unconsciously seeking another. Part of them may be attracted to growth, change, and connection, while another part fears vulnerability, uncertainty, or loss of control. These opposing forces create tension within the psyche. The final decision often emerges from a struggle between conscious intentions and unconscious motivations, making the outcome difficult to predict, even for the decision-maker themselves. The unconscious also seeks psychological balance. If certain aspects of an individual's personality have been neglected or repressed, they may feel compelled toward people who embody those missing qualities. Your presence may activate dormant parts of their psyche, encouraging development and transformation. This attraction can strongly influence their choices, even if they cannot explain the source of their interest. In this way, major decisions are often shaped not merely by external circumstances, but by the unconscious desire for wholeness and self-discovery. One of the most fascinating ideas in Jungian psychology is that people rarely see others exactly as they are. Instead, they often see reflections of their own inner world. Carl Jung referred to this process as projection, a psychological mechanism through which unconscious thoughts, emotions, desires, and fears are transferred onto another person. When someone is making an important decision about you, projection may play a powerful role in shaping their perception and influencing their final choice. Most individuals believe their judgments are objective. They assume they are responding to facts, behaviors, and observable qualities. Yet beneath conscious awareness, the psyche is constantly interpreting reality through personal experiences and emotional patterns. The person evaluating you may think they are seeing your true nature, while in reality, they may be responding to an image created by their own unconscious mind. Their decision is therefore influenced not only by who you are, but also by what you represent within their psychological landscape. Projection often emerges when certain aspects of the personality remain unconscious. Qualities that individuals have not fully recognized in themselves tend to be perceived more strongly in others. A person who has denied their own ambition may see ambition everywhere. Someone who struggles with insecurity may become highly sensitive to signs of rejection. Likewise, a person who longs for strength, wisdom, affection, or validation may unconsciously attribute these qualities to another individual. In this way, what they see in you may reveal more about their inner condition than about your actual character. Jung believed that projection is particularly powerful in emotionally significant relationships. Whenever strong feelings are involved, the boundary between reality and psychological imagination becomes blurred. A person may idealize you, seeing qualities that exceed reality, or they may fear you because you symbolize something unresolved within themselves. Their mind creates a psychological image that becomes intertwined with their perception of who you truly are. As this image gains influence, it begins to affect the decisions they make regarding you. This process can explain why two people may view the same individual in completely different ways. One person may see inspiration, while another sees competition. One may perceive trustworthiness, while another feels suspicion. These contrasting reactions often arise because each observer is interacting with a different set of unconscious projections. The reality of the person remains relatively constant, but the psychological lens through which they are viewed changes dramatically from one individual to another. When someone is making a major decision about you, their unconscious projections may generate strong emotional certainty. They may feel unusually drawn toward you or unexpectedly resistant to you without understanding the deeper source of these reactions. What appears to be intuition may sometimes be a projection shaped by hidden desires, fears, memories, or unresolved conflicts. The unconscious creates meaning and attaches it to your presence, influencing the person's judgment in subtle but powerful ways. Projection becomes especially influential when individuals are searching for something missing within themselves. They may unconsciously view another person as the embodiment of qualities they desire to develop or experiences they wish to attain. As a result, their decision may be guided by an internal longing for psychological completion, causing them to invest tremendous significance in someone who has become a mirror for their own unconscious aspirations. Carl Jung described the shadow as one of the most powerful and misunderstood aspects of the human psyche. The shadow contains qualities, emotions, impulses, and tendencies that an individual rejects, suppresses, or refuses to acknowledge within themselves. These hidden elements do not disappear simply because they are ignored. Instead, they continue to exist beneath conscious awareness, influencing thoughts, feelings, behaviors, and decisions in subtle yet significant ways. When someone is making a major decision about you, their shadow may be exerting a powerful influence without their knowledge. Most people prefer to identify with qualities they consider acceptable, admirable, or socially desirable. They construct a conscious image of themselves that aligns with their values and beliefs. However, every personality contains traits that do not fit this image. Feelings such as jealousy, insecurity, resentment, selfishness, fear, pride, or anger are often pushed into the unconscious because they threaten the person's sense of identity. Yet these rejected aspects remain psychologically active and continue to shape behavior from behind the scenes. When another person becomes emotionally significant, the shadow often begins to emerge. Decisions involving relationships, trust, commitment, cooperation, or emotional investment frequently activate unconscious conflicts. A person may believe they are making a rational choice about you, while hidden fears and unresolved emotions quietly influence their judgment. The decision becomes more than a practical matter. It becomes a stage upon which unconscious psychological struggles are played out. The shadow often reveals itself through unexpected emotional reactions. A person may experience intense attraction, irrational distrust, sudden irritation, or unexplained hesitation in your presence. These responses may seem to be caused entirely by you, but in many cases, they originate from unresolved aspects of their own psyche. Your presence can trigger feelings they have spent years avoiding. As a result, their decision about you becomes entangled with emotions that existed long before they met you. Jung observed that individuals frequently project shadow qualities onto others. Traits they cannot accept within themselves are often perceived in the people around them. Someone who secretly struggles with selfishness may accuse others of being selfish. A person who fears their own vulnerability may view emotional openness as weakness. These projections distort perception and create internal tension. When making a decision, the individual may unknowingly react to their own shadow rather than to the actual person standing before them. A conflict often develops between the conscious mind and the shadow. Consciously, the person may recognize positive reasons to move forward with a particular choice. They may see value, opportunity, trustworthiness, or emotional connection. At the same time, unconscious fears rooted in the shadow may generate resistance. Old wounds, disappointments, insecurities, and painful memories can awaken beneath the surface, creating uncertainty and doubt. The individual feels torn between opposing psychological forces, often without understanding the true source of the conflict. The shadow is not composed solely of negative qualities. Jung believed that hidden strengths, creativity, courage, passion, and untapped potential can also reside within it. Sometimes another person awakens these neglected possibilities. This can be both exciting and unsettling, because growth requires confronting unfamiliar aspects of oneself. The decision being made may therefore represent more than a choice about another person. It may symbolize a confrontation with parts of the self that have remained hidden for years, creating a profound internal struggle that shapes the final outcome. Few forces influence human decisions more powerfully than fear and desire. Carl Jung understood that beneath the surface of conscious thought, these two psychological energies constantly interact, shaping behavior in ways that often remain hidden from awareness. When someone is making an important decision about you, they are rarely guided by logic alone. Deep within the psyche, desires pull them towards certain possibilities, while fears push them away from others. The resulting tension creates an internal struggle that can significantly affect the choice they ultimately make. Desire represents movement towards something that appears meaningful, valuable, or psychologically fulfilling. Every individual carries conscious and unconscious longings that influence how they relate to other people. They may desire connection, acceptance, admiration, security, intimacy, growth, understanding, or a sense of purpose. Sometimes these desires are clearly recognized, but often they operate beneath awareness. A person may feel strongly drawn toward you without fully understanding why. What they perceive in you may symbolize something their psyche has been seeking for a long time. The unconscious mind frequently attaches symbolic meaning to people. Rather than seeing another person solely as an individual, it may view them as representing hope, transformation, belonging, or emotional fulfillment. As a result, the decision being made becomes emotionally charged. The individual is not merely responding to present circumstances. They are responding to what your presence means within their inner psychological world. Their desire may stem from a belief, conscious or unconscious, that you possess something capable of completing or enriching an important aspect of their life. Yet desire rarely exists without fear. The same opportunity that promises fulfillment often threatens stability and certainty. Jung recognized that psychological growth requires confronting the unknown, and the unknown naturally provokes anxiety. A person may desire closeness while fearing rejection. They may desire commitment while fearing loss of freedom. They may desire change while fearing the uncertainty that change brings. These opposing impulses can coexist within the psyche, creating emotional conflict and hesitation. Fear often originates from past experiences that continue to influence present decisions. Disappointments, betrayals, failures, and emotional wounds leave psychological impressions that remain active within the unconscious. Even when circumstances have changed, the mind may anticipate danger based on old patterns. A person making a decision about you may unknowingly react to memories and emotions connected to previous experiences, rather than to the reality of the current situation. Their fears may therefore be rooted in history rather than in the present moment. This conflict between fear and desire can create powerful inner tension. One part of the psyche moves toward possibility, while another seeks protection from potential pain. The individual may alternate between confidence and doubt, enthusiasm and caution, openness and withdrawal. They may feel compelled to move forward one day and uncertain the next. Such fluctuations are often signs of unconscious psychological forces competing for influence. Jung believed that meaningful decisions frequently emerge from this struggle. The psyche seeks balance between the need for security and the need for growth. When someone is making a major decision about you, they are often navigating this delicate balance within themselves. Their choice reflects not only their external circumstances, but also the hidden dialogue between longing and anxiety, hope and caution, attraction and resistance. The final outcome is shaped by whichever force gains greater influence within the depths of their unconscious mind. Carl Jung believed that important decisions are rarely isolated events. They often serve as turning points that influence the psychological development of everyone involved. When someone makes a major decision about you, the consequences extend beyond the immediate outcome. Whether the choice brings connection or separation, opportunity or disappointment, acceptance or rejection, it has the potential to trigger profound inner transformation. The true significance of the decision may lie not in the event itself, but in the psychological changes it initiates. Human beings naturally focus on external results. They want to know what choice will be made and how it will affect their lives. Yet Jung emphasized that meaningful experiences often operate on a deeper level. A significant decision can awaken unconscious emotions, reveal hidden aspects of personality, and force individuals to confront parts of themselves they have long ignored. What appears to be a simple choice on the surface may become a catalyst for personal growth and self-discovery. Every major decision creates a psychological response. If the outcome aligns with a person's hopes and expectations, it may strengthen confidence, trust, and emotional openness. If the outcome brings disappointment or uncertainty, it may expose fears, insecurities, and unresolved wounds. In either case, the experience provides valuable information about the inner world. Reactions often reveal unconscious patterns that remain hidden during periods of stability and comfort. Jung viewed life as a process of individuation, the gradual journey toward becoming a more complete and integrated person. This process requires confronting unconscious material and developing greater self-awareness. Significant relationships and important decisions frequently accelerate this journey because they challenge established beliefs and emotional habits. When someone makes a major decision about you, the event may activate psychological forces that encourage growth for both individuals involved. Transformation often begins when expectations collide with reality. People create images, assumptions, and fantasies about how events should unfold. When reality differs from these expectations, the psyche is forced to adapt. This adaptation can be uncomfortable because it requires letting go of old perspectives and embracing new understanding. Yet it is precisely through this tension that personal development occurs. The decision becomes an opportunity to gain deeper insight into oneself and others. A major decision can also reveal hidden strengths. Qualities such as resilience, patience, courage, wisdom, and emotional maturity often emerge during periods of uncertainty. Individuals may discover abilities they never realized they possessed. Challenges that initially appear painful or discouraging can ultimately become sources of growth. The experience encourages a more authentic relationship with oneself, allowing previously dormant aspects of personality to develop and flourish. Jung believed that meaningful events often carry symbolic significance. A decision involving another person may represent the end of one psychological chapter and the beginning of another. It can signal the need to release outdated beliefs, confront unresolved emotional issues, or move toward a new stage of life. The external event serves as a reflection of an inner process that is already unfolding within the psyche. The transformative power of such decisions lies in their ability to alter perception. After passing through an emotionally significant experience, people rarely see themselves in exactly the same way. They gain greater awareness of their motivations, fears, desires, and patterns of behavior. Whether the outcome is welcomed or resisted, the psychological impact often extends far beyond the moment itself, contributing to the ongoing process of becoming more conscious, more integrated, and more fully aware of the deeper forces shaping human life.